Hey guys, Steve from VapeBros and thepowervape.com. Before we get into this, I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. I hope you found what you're looking for, and basically, do it for you guys. If you guys have any questions, you can contact me or Anthony at BrosVape@gmail.com. Alright, so getting into this. Today I'm going to be going over, I got the Protank 2 and the Anyvape Davide. So I got these two. Protank 2 came from VaporKings.com, and the Davide came from Got Vapes. So they virtually have the same setup. They fully break down. There's no glued parts. They do use. I'm pretty positive they both use the same base. And the coils are interchangeable with any kind of Protank. And they do both have removable drip tips. So I basically want to go into some problems I had with this, the way I fixed it, and there are some problems that are still persistent that I can't quite fix, but so the first I'll go over the Kanger. Honestly, I'm going to give problems I have with both of them, and it's it happens in both of them. They have the same setup, they use the same coils, but there are some problems to each one that I don't quite get with the other. So first, the main problem is I would take a draw from one, specifically after it was sitting for a while. I would get good vapor, good flavor, good throat hit, But I noticed as I would continue to, take draws that, say I went to my second one, it would be a slight bit more dry than the first one, obviously, after it's sitting for a while and absorbing all that juice. And then, honestly, like by the third and fourth one, it would be completely dry, to the point where, it's just a nasty dry hit. So the way I fixed this was I took out part of the flavor wick in the coil. Now, towards the end of the video, I'll have a small video showing you how to do that. But I did do that with both of them, and I noticed I don't have any feeding issues now. I don't have any dry hits, and it basically killed that problem. Now, something else I noticed is, let's say I have one of these on a mod, right? I would notice that I would screw it down. I'd take a couple draws here. Make sure this is on. I said I would take a couple draws. I would pull this off, and it's happening right now. I'd pull it off, and I don't know if you could see that, but there is some juice around the connector. I noticed this with both of them. I wouldn't say it's necessarily leaking, because it's not crazy amounts of juice getting in there, but it does kind of get on my nerves a bit. Constantly when I'm taking a tank off, I constantly see juice in there, and I do have to wipe it out. Just because I don't want to let juice just stay in the connector. So I'm constantly, taking it off. I notice sometimes the juice will flow into there a little more than other times. It'll get kind of gurgly. That's, that's not really something I like to feel on a draw. And honestly, it's just annoying. So that was the Protank. Let me see. Let me wipe this out real quick. Alright. Put the Davide on here. Now, Yeah, same thing with this one. I wiped it out prior to putting the Davide on there, and if this camera wants to focus, there we go. I don't know if you can see that, but there is juice in there too. So, like I said, constantly, whenever I'm taking a tank off, I constantly have to get a paper towel or a napkin or, some kind of whatever I'm using to wipe it up, and I have to constantly wipe it up because I don't want to leave juice in there. Now, another, I guess, leaking problem you could say is I noticed, yeah, every time I take the drip tip off, I always have an amount of juice. Sometimes it's more than others. Sometimes there's no juice at all, but I do notice that it's rather persistent, that the juice is constantly getting in there. Now that was the Protank, and yeah, like right now, the Davide, it's completely dry in there. But, I constantly notice that, ooh, out of focus. Alright. I noticed that, it's constantly, if juice isn't getting in to the connector, then it's definitely getting in between the tank itself and the drip tip. Either way, it's not something I enjoy. I don't enjoy juice pooling up anywhere. I don't like having to clean it out. But you know what I mean? It's some people, it's all up to you whether it's going to bother you as much as it bothers me. I just constantly like to keep my stuff clean. Now, something I noticed with the Davide only. Now, I don't know if this was just one that I got because it was milled, maybe a little larger, but where the drip tip goes, I noticed the drip tip is very loose in there, to the point where if I have this sitting in my pocket and I go to, sometimes I'll pull it out. The Protank, it's on there pretty nicely, but the Davide, if I just do this, it'll come right out. So, sometimes, I'll forget when it's in my pocket, and I'll go to pull it out by the drip tip. No bueno. It will detach, and you'll just be pulling out a drip tip. Sometimes, the only time I'll experience that with the Protank is if I have juice pooled up in there, like I do right now. It came off kind of easy. Let me see. I'll just dry this out real quick. I'll dry off the drip tip. Now, along with, I just like to say this, along with getting juice into the connection between the drip tip and the tank itself, sometimes juice will travel up into the mouthpiece, and I'll get a little bit of juice in my mouth, or it'll just be gurgly from the, from that. But here, here it is with the Protank after I dried it, and you can see it's in there. It's in there nice, as opposed to, the Davide where it just, you shake it and it comes right off. Like I said, I don't know if it's necessarily the one that I have or if all of them do that. I've noticed talking to it about people, no one's really brought it up. Honestly, I haven't brought it up to anybody, but I do find it kind of annoying. I really would love for this to fit on there a little better. So you just shake it and it comes right out. Now, for the draw on both of these, this is the Protank. Now I noticed someone was talking to me about this. When I screw this on, I can't screw it flush. Now it does have, these airflow slots in the bottom, and regardless of that, if I can only screw this in to where it's just tight enough so that it's not going to wobble around, it's not loose, and my draw is fine. Now if I screw this all the way down, then you see, I could still get a drag out of there, but it is I do it's not enjoyable. You know what I mean? You have to really, it's just really hard to draw. It's just way too tight. Regardless of those slots being in there or not. But now the problem that comes from that is, when you're pulling on that really hard, especially if it's screw down flush, you're gonna be pulling in juice, and you're gonna be either flooding it, and then that'll come into play with the leaking. It'll either leak up into where the drip tip sits, or it'll leak down into your connector, which honestly just happened right now. So yet again, I have to dry out the connector because, like I said, it's just not something I like. Now that's for the Protank. Now the Davide. If I screw this on here, I could screw this all the way down, so it's completely tight. And I still, I still have that nice draw. I have no problems. It's not tight. And, the draw is honestly just about the same as if I was to screw this down to where I have to do with the Protank. And also, if I screw it all the way down. So there's not any difference. Now, like I said, the bases are both interchangeable. The heads, Protank heads, it works with both of them. I really quickly wanted to go into how they come in the box. So this is the Protank 2 box. Just dropping stuff all over the place. You'll have your Protank here. You'll have your base right here, and it won't have it won't be pre-installed. It won't be all put together. And then you'll have your 2 coils here. Obviously you put the coil into the base, and then you put it on. Now that's for the Protank 2 box. Now the Anyvape Davide box, honestly, I like it a lot. It reminds me, it looks identical to what the iPods used to come in, an iPod Touch. It looks just like the box that the Shuffle comes in. Camera again, let's focus. All right. So now you open that up, and you'll have your beauty ring up here. You will have the Davide fully assembled. So it will have the base, it will have a coil in there, and then you also have another coil on the bottom. But yeah, so like I said, that one comes pre-assembled. The Protank does not. Trying to think of any other problems. They both do, fully disassemble. So cleaning, it's not really an issue. Nothing is glued on like the Protank 1. So you can get very thorough in there, especially with taking the drip tip off. You can, soak the drip tip, do whatever you want to do to clean it out. So real quick, like I said, I'm going to go up close, and I'm going to give you guys a look at both of them up close. Alright guys, so let me just fix my lighting here real quick. Alright, so here is the Protank 2. You'll see, it's this Kangertech Protank there. It's a nice sleek design. I do like the whole overall design of this better than the Davide. The Davide, basically, it's kind of like it's like a Protank 1, just, it has the features of a Protank 2. So there's there's your drip tip, and then what I wanted to get into was this will focus here. Come on, and I'll continue anyway. I screwed this in real tight. Alright, so this is how this comes off, and filling on the Protank I like a lot better, which I'll show you why. Because here's the Davide in my hand right now. Let me get this to focus. When you pop this off, you have those 2 holes right there. You have one to put the nozzle of your juice at, and then you have the other one, to let out the vacuum, so you can let out the air that comes from putting in juice. So However, on the Protank 2, you have it's all open and it's recessed in there, so you can put your nozzle, you can kind of tilt it and then put your nozzle in there and let it run down the side, as opposed to being with the Davide. I have to kind of hold the bottle away from it a bit and then drip into it and let the drops individually kind of fall in there, because if I kind of squeeze it, I notice that it'll kind of come out and it'll fill up into this little reservoir area, and then it'll start to go into the hole that goes up to the drip tip. You know what I mean? Which comes into play because I don't want juice in my mouth. You know what I mean? Like I said, the bases are both interchangeable. They're pretty much identical, except for the fact that the Protank 2 does not have any no recycling or any kind of things like that, but they're basically identical. If you can see, they both have those little designs, I guess, in the slots. They are the same size, and like I said, I mean, they are interchangeable. The coils are interchangeable, so I mean, regardless whether you whichever one you have, I mean, if you have a Protank and you want to get Davide heads, then it'll work fine. And I mean, like I said, if you have a Davide and you want to get Protank heads, then you'll be just fine with that. Now, there is a mini version of the Davide, which I do have. I chose not to put it in the review because I have not tried it, and I'd rather be reviewing something that I know a little more about, but I will give you guys a look at it. This is the Davide Mini. As opposed to the regular Davide, this will come with 3 heads. It'll have 2 that come extra in the package, and then you'll have the one that's pre-installed in there. So now I noticed the drip tip on the Davide Mini, it does fit in here a lot more snug. I don't know if that's how my Davide should have came, but like I said, it did not, and that kind of bothers me quite a bit. I did mention to some people, whether it be on Vaughn, and I believe it was the Mod Envy show on Saturday, and a couple other people, that VapeBros, we are doing a giveaway. Now, I'm not going to have some crazy trivia. I'm not going to have anything crazy you have to do to win the giveaway. Basically, all you need to do is I need you to subscribe, and just leave a comment, leave feedback on I mean, if you have the Davide or Protank too. Leave I mean, if you experience any of the problems, leave something relating to that. I mean, leave any sort of feedback, like I said. Now, what we are going to be giving away is, now, I mean, it's free, so if you don't like the color, I mean, what can I say? But I have it's a purple K101, and it's a real good mechanical. I mean, I like them a lot. A lot of people do. I mean, they're built very well. It's not something crazy expensive, but I mean, like I said, it is free, and all you need to do, like I said, is subscribe, leave a comment pertaining to either the Davide or the Protank 2. Maybe any problems that you encounter, if you encounter some of the same things as me, and that's about it. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to let this roll on for maybe a week or two, and then we'll take all the usernames, randomly draw them, and then we'll announce the winner in a different video. So that basically comes into play, where you want to subscribe, because if you do win, then the follow-up video will tell who the winner is. So once again, thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to check out thepowervape.com. You know what I mean? And keep doing what you're doing.